Comic-Con.
Yeah, they're back.
And
they
also
went away completely, then kind of came up and nobody gave a shit. And now, boom, in your face. San Diego.
Fact. And we're also going to Comic-Con this year again. We got a fucking ticket.
New York Comic-Con.
New York City.
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
But damn, dude, the releases, Marvel announced what they're doing forever.
Exactly. And it felt great because now this brings us back together. Thank you all for listening, for watching us. The Legion on Zoom. We're here just as excited as all of you to dive into all the good things. The San Diego Comic-Con 2022. This is Miguel with my fucking bros. As always, excited. We've been saving it from chatting about it between us, but we got my bro Rod, my bro Ches.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, San Diego Comic-Con. You said it really well, Rod. Exactly. I said it went away. It came back super lukewarm. Nobody gave a fuck. Honestly, I was a little bit like, meh. Like, do I even care this year? The San Diego Comic-Con, and god damn, yes.
You know what? Like, in a way, I'm almost glad it happened the way it did, because I feel like the industries are being placed under constant pressure for Comic-Con. And let's be honest, it's like no one's ever gonna really skip it, and no one's ever really gonna, or back in the day pre-COVID, was ever gonna skip it or say, yo, we need a break. You know what I mean? And then COVID came, and then DC created fandom to the point that they skipped the Comic-Con, didn't they? Because of fandom.
Love me some fandom.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Disney saw what they did at WB. Is like, you know what? They're probably gonna fail at what they're doing. So like, let's take this time and just plan. Let's take a year and blow Comic-Con out of the water. Dude, I don't remember this much shit being revealed from Disney at Comic-Con ever. We got what's coming up. It's 2022. What, for the next 2 years? 3 years of shit? That's crazy. And DC, they're all in on fandom because we didn't get shit. Except for, what was it? Snyder being on Teen Titans Go.
Not showing up, yeah. And we got a Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, and then a new Black Adam trailer.
Yeah, and damn, as much as I love the concept of fucking Shazam, the character, I felt like that trailer was trash on the low.
But at least they fixed the suit. Thank God. The gods
yeah.
of costumes listen to our prayers. Fuck.
Facts.
I can't. Yo, Zachary Levi recently did JRE. Great fucking episode. Surprisingly. Not that I didn't think he was insightful and shit, but he's epic as fuck. And even like after listening to this whole fucking 3 or 4 hour long conversation with Joe Rogan, listening to like his journey,
it was
becoming
2.5.
Yeah, whatever it was, I don't know. And then listening to him becoming taking on the role of Shazam, it made me, maybe I should check that movie out. I did have Mark Strong and stuff, but that fucking costume was ridiculous. And then that iteration just happens to be the goofiest. I mean, you say that Thor is goofy. I think this guy is, I don't know, he doesn't pull it off as well as Thor. Thor is way more entertaining to watch. But at least in this trailer, the suit looks better. He looks a little bit cooler. I'm hoping it's better than the first one.
The thing that's interesting is, all right, so for example, we've seen Thor go from like kind of serious, and I want to say the first 2 Thors, a little sillier in 3, and a complete kind of a dumbass in number 4. But
which was great.
Remember that with the thing about Shazam is that he's a kid, even as being transformed into Shazam. He's still Billy Batson. But I just think that the error that Zachary Levi made was overplaying the character. You know what I mean? Because I think, oddly enough, I think that Zachary Levi plays more of a kid than the kid that plays Billy Batson.
I was thinking that too.
Like, yo, tone it down. Look, like, why don't you study the kid playing Billy Batson? Like, study the Billy Batson character and carry that over. Don't become more of a kid because you're more powerful. It's kind of weird.
Right, and that's why I didn't feel that bad with the silliness of Shazam. Like, it did feel, one, it felt like a little bit good. I remember when I saw Shazam the first time, because it was like all the DC ones tried to be too serious. And,
it was refreshing.
It was kind of refreshing, but for instance, that, right, like Thor being silly, and go check out our Thor Love and Thunder review, because you'll hear us get into this in detail. Is surprising because Thor is an old as fuck, like wiser guy. Like but like Shazam, he's actually a kid looking like an adult. And so that allowed me to be more like, well, that's why he's like dancing silly in his suit and doing stuff like that. Yeah, flossing, right? He was flossing. And that for me, that's what I was like, all right, whatever, man. And they didn't deal with any dark themes like cancer and shunning off gods and deities, right? Like they didn't. It's just about like, well, saving the earth from a villain, and you know, I don't know. I like this. I like the trailer for the new film. I actually think it's going to be better, which is going to be that's kind of hard, no, for the sequel to be better than the first one.
I think that might happen. It just feels weird that the character of Billy Batson is more mature than Shazam. Like it's not even on par. It's ass backwards. And I do appreciate that they're using the Daughters of Atlas, which didn't we get a bit of them in the Titans show on HBO Max? Isn't that who was dealing with what's this girl's name with the dark powers? Raven. Wasn't she like with the Daughters of Atlas kind of in a way when she was on Themyscira training her powers? I feel like they're like in the same circles, you know? Or like the Daughters of Atlas, just like a separate faction altogether that were being introduced.
Atlas is Greek mythology?
Yeah. But Diana and the Amazons are still rooted in that shit. She's the daughter of Zeus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like, because obviously they have to be from Themyscira.
Oh, you think there's a tie into Wonder Woman there? I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they're the Daughters of Atlas. They have to be Amazons. There's no way that those women cannot. Yeah, exactly. There's no way those women cannot be Amazons. They're just like a specific, I guess, like.
But I don't know though, right? Because in Themyscira, not all Amazons are descendants of gods. No, like that was a whole deal with Wonder Woman. Like she's the only one that's actually like at least. I don't know my comic books that much, right? But like,
in
the
origin
movie,
wise,
God.
Yeah, but origin wise,
like Hercules, no, right? Isn't Hercules that like half god too?
No, yeah, but that's the thing. Like origin wise, don't the Amazon come from the Amazons in DC? They're basically they come from that world of Greek mythology. So I low key think that the Daughters of Atlas come from Themyscira.
That'd be cool. I'm with it.
That's
Even
the first thing
Wonder
I thought.
Woman's
like,
last outing was it?
Woo,
wasn't all that.
It was whack.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Ew.
Right? Yo, we saw her rape a man, right? Like,
yeah. Chris Pine.
And he's getting the bag now with Dungeons and Dragons.
That
trailer was high. It was high.
I didn't give a fuck about it.
Before we jump into the other shit, with DC though, that shit was cool. The Black Adam stuff was kind of interesting. I like that fucking The Rock appeared in the fucking whole suit as Black Adam.
Oh damn, I didn't see that. I gotta see it.
That was kind of cool. But the biggest fucking letdown for real is the strongest root. We got so much rumors that Henry Cavill, our Superman, was gonna appear. Was gonna make an appearance. Nada. No. We did not get Henry
He was
Cavill.
at home in his boxers.
Like with his
playing
dog
Magic the
and
Gathering
shit.
straight up.
For whatever reason, I pictured him also eating from a box of cereals, like putting his hand into the box, being like, "Nah, fuck that shit."
No. Like, he's doing the most anti-not there thing possible. He's in his boxers
and laughing
at
the fans getting crazy.
He was watching Comic-Con on YouTube. Like, I'm not there.
Yo, and did you guys see The Rock's kind of like tease a little bit about that? Because he got asked, I think, I don't remember if it was the fan or was the person interviewing him on stage in Hall H. He was asked who would win in a fight, Black Adam or Superman, and he was like, "Oh well, it depends, blah blah," on a few things. He kind of gave somewhat of a comic booky answer, but then he said, but it really is gonna depend on who's playing Superman. And so it kind of made it look like,
Let's get to the real question. Who would win in a fight, The Rock or Henry Cavill?
The Rock.
Damn, fair enough. Yeah, facts.
He played college football for the Miami Hurricanes.
Woo! And he owns the XFL. Yo, The Rock. And he's Black Adam. Yo, I want to be The Rock.
Yo, but didn't Henry Cavill play
pet project?
Yo, Henry Cavill played rugby though as a kid, in his youth. No, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, but remember he was cast. He was like scrawny in comparison to what he is now. Like
The Rock has
Johnson
been frolicking on roids.
Yeah, he was a wrestler, bro. Like, come on,
he
did wrestling
6'5", some shit. 6'4",
okay, now
6'5".
The question that really matters about Black Adam: do you think he's ever gonna fucking fight Zachary Levi?
Shazam. That's the
they must.
They
he
have
looks
to.
better now. Like I feel like I wouldn't be completely against seeing Zach Levi now. How is he look? They fixed the suit. It doesn't look goofy as fuck. Because The Rock's costume is not a costume; it's a tattooed spandex, right?
Woo!
And then you had this guy with a big ass puffy. What's that store called? The costume shit with the party.
Party
City, yeah,
Party City.
With the Party
I was gonna
City
say
shit.
Party Express. Some
With
other.
with Superman and Lois costume looking terrible. Nah, man.
Yo, shout out to The Rock for being maybe, aside from John Cena, the only character who needs no augmentation. It's just raw, straight up. This is him.
Raw.
Yo, they're setting the new bar. They're setting the new. I mean, to be honest, not even setting the bar because I don't think anybody's willing to get as brolic as those wrestlers because that's the one thing they have in common. Wrestlers, straight up brolic motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We need more brolic motherfuckers to play superheroes.
I remember Stallone and Judge Dredd with a tight t-shirt.
Facts!
My guy didn't even have a bulletproof vest, just muscles. Are you gonna shoot me, bro?
Shit, you know what? Who I'll put up there just because his arms are so jacked, even though he doesn't belong there. The Deep, he needs no augmentation, just arms and like just raw.
They designed his costume for him, and no, these guns gotta be out.
He's like, no, gotta throw my gun. Yo, speaking of wrestlers,
motherfuckers.
Yo, did you all guys see that Vince McMahon retired, guys?
Yeah, amidst allegations of sexual misconduct.
Of course.
Like, I'm not surprised it's Vince McMahon, like the character. What the fucking, I don't know. But
listen, man, the way he walks on that ramp with the boss walk, you can only engage in sexual misconduct with that walk. That is a walk of somebody who all they know is sexual misconduct.
Word.
That's your preferred form of conduct.
Watching him walk like that, you feel like you've been inappropriately touched.
No,
so much masculinity.
Toxic masculinity, man. Shit. All right, but so we got let down, disappointed by DC because Henry Cavill wasn't there. The other big stuff we got was we were excited that Zack Snyder may make an appearance, right? He teased it. It was a little bit confusing because it was around the same time that the scathing Rolling Stone article came out that was like led by Warner Brothers about apparently that the whole Zack Snyder release of Snyder Cut movement was fueled by bots. So basically Warner Brothers saying like it wasn't the actual fans that wanted it. So, but fucking millions of people watched it and they made a lot of money anyway on HBO Max, you idiots. So, but whatever, sure, bots fucking push for it, whatever. So we thank that nerd, the comic book nerd that made those bots, or Russia, whoever did it. We thank you for because the world is better because we got the Snyder Cut. Like, and it's streaming too. Like, if you want, you can go right now. Stop when we're done with the episode. Go back and watch the Snyder Cut, man. Fuck. And so then Zack Snyder posted an image of like, see you at in San Diego Comic-Con. Just for us to find out that the big reveal is that he's gonna be a cameo in a Teen Titans Go episode or some shit.
Nice. Looking forward to that one.
And even so, like, yo, I don't get that shit about fucking Warner Brothers. It's like, okay, even if you found that out, right? Keep that shit under wraps. So what? Like, I don't understand the game they play at Warner Brothers. I don't get it. It's like, we didn't want to make, like the Snyder Cut. It was bots. So what? Just like you said, it made money. People enjoyed it. Why? Like, why even make that a story? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they set the bar so high that the fans want it. They want to see the Snyderverse come back, and DC doesn't want to lose power. Because at this point, who's running the show? Is it Zack Snyder running DC Films, or is it fucking Jim Lee and all these guys?
No, the guy Hamada, right? The guy,
Walter Hamada and all these guys. Like, the fans are just too vocal about this point, and now they're just coming out with some hater smear campaign on Zack Snyder. He's used to the hate. That's my guy. I love him. It would have been great. Like, we started speculating like crazy. Like, for a second, we thought like an X-Men film, which would be fucking amazing. Fuck.
Which, what's bugged out? I find that weird that like Disney they saw that Gunn had issues. They were like, yo, come over here real quick. How come they haven't done that for Snyder? You think they did and Snyder was like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, I think because Disney, Feige, they know that his style is too dark. I don't think Come on, like from what we're
Damn,
getting,
they were
with-
like, nah.
nah, it doesn't fit. I guess with the fucking Disney shit. I don't know, man.
Maybe down the line he'll come in and do some shit. You know, who knows?
I really hope down the line that Disney allows themselves to get darker.
They have to. I mean,
They
like,
have to. Well,
I love that you guys
we'll
brought
talk
that up.
about all their
Yeah.
announcements
Because
yeah.
it's like they like considering everything that's being announced as we're going to work through it. There's no way that they could keep up this like light-ish tone and progress into fucking phase 6. Because you like shit got dark towards Infinity War. People like to complain, Disney makes things, too light. If you look at fucking the Infinity War saga towards the end, that shit was bleak all around.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. Like Thor Ragnarok had like bright colors, but the movie was like hefty. You know what I mean? Like all the movies carried some weight to them. So maybe it's just how they do it. They start phases light, and as it gets almost to the actual problem, it gets progressively darker.
Look, I'm just gonna I think they need like a Zack Snyder for the MCU because for honestly, guys, the Russo brothers are the best directors the MCU have ever had, man. Because honestly, that they were able to do that with Winter Soldier. They were able to make it like a little dark and serious, but so fun and engaging. Civil War, the same shit, man.
That movie was amazing.
Kids that died from fucking Age of Ultron and all, like I believe that shit, man. And then Infinity War and Endgame, like, nah, man, we need more directors like the Russo brothers that are able to kind of really, really do that both. Like, give Disney what they want. Like, all right, we're getting some jokes, some comedy, but we're gonna focus on our story and what we want to do. And,
but didn't the Russo brothers recently say like they don't know if they could do another like saga type movie? I remember them saying some shit like that, like, yo, Infinity War was mad hard to make. We don't know if we could do this shit again. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I've heard them saying that they want to do Secret Wars.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big
thing.
But
I think like I heard them. I think it was like they were like not really complaining, but more like stating like, yo, the magnitude of this shit, it's hard. You know what I mean? Like they were saying something along those lines, like they're not sure if they could take this on or something like that. I remember something like that was in the news recently. But dude, let's get into the fucking announcements from Comic-Con because this shit was ridiculous. It's a long fucking list. Anybody want to go off on the list? Like,
all right, so we already broke down
as we go.
the two DC big trailers, right? We also got a longer She-Hulk trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus show.
And better looking.
Yes.
Yeah, Fiona, the Fiona show.
Nah, dude, come on, don't hate. Like
I get Fiona vibes or no?
Why? Because it's a green woman.
Yeah,
Fiona.
What's Fiona?
From Shrek.
From Shrek. Shrek's girl. Yeah.
Is that Cameron Diaz or some shit? She's
I was gonna say Cameron Hayes.
That's
Joe Rogan's boy.
Is that resilient? Is that the resilience guy? Or some shit?
Yeah.
Nah, look, Diaz. Honestly, the first She-Hulk trailer, I was like, this is whack, man. And I wasn't that excited. But this trailer, I liked it. The CGI was still a little bit weak. I do see the freaking Shrek vibes there still. But I liked it more. I felt the story felt genuinely different. Like it felt like not like it felt like a little bit like not Disney recipe. I was like, okay. I'm kind of curious to see where they go with this. I like seeing Wong appearing as Sorcerer Supreme there, and obviously the biggest thing that got me excited is at the end of the trailer we get our boy Charlie Cox back as fucking Daredevil, doing his awesome fucking somersaults in the air and appearing in front of She-Hulk. You know, we get a little bit of an image, and apparently he's wearing the classic fucking ketchup and mustard fucking outfit of his, man.
Which I hate. I always like that costume. I don't know why people are hyped about it. That costume is so stupid. Like, yo, your in-house kitchen in New York, the one on the Netflix show, made perfect fucking sense. It was so red to the point that it was like burgundy or borderline maroon with black accents. You're fucking in a bright yellow suit with red
this one
accents?
is muted too, though. The one in the show, it's not like bright.
Yeah, it's not gonna be bright.
But you gotta like look really closely to see the color scheme.
But like, why is it yellow? It doesn't make any sense.
Homage.
Even like,
Bro,
I feel like that
because
costume was one of those things when they made him in the comics.
Bro,
yellow
don't
was cheap at the time.
No, also, bro, don't be ableist. He's blind. He doesn't even know what color he's wearing. He probably just put the shit together. He's like, all right, whatever. Somebody called him out later. He's like, it's fucking red and yellow. He's like, it's what? And then he's like, oh shit.
Considering that this is the same exact Matt Murdock from the Netflix show, it's not like they're starting from scratch.
We can't
But
say
now
that.
we can't say
Oh,
that.
wait.
No.
You guys think it's like even that's the same actor, they're starting from scratch? That'd be so weird.
Bro,
Another
let's dive in.
Earth.
Let's dive into
Alright.
it because honestly, that goes to the other big announcement. She-Hulk was exciting, new trailer. We see that Matt Murdock is gonna be. He's making money. I'm glad for Charlie Cox, right? Because we know he's gonna be in Echo. He's gonna be in fucking She-Hulk.
Let's go.
In his own fucking series, man. He's getting in the longest series that Disney Plus has ever done. He's getting 18 episodes in a show
What?
called Daredevil
man.
Born
18
Again.
episodes.
18 1-hour
Ooh.
episodes, yo.
18 episodes of Daredevil Born Again.
Fuck.
And so with the title, I feel like, all right, for comic book fans out there, that's a huge fucking nod to the comic books of the awesome fucking run story arc by Frank Miller, which is one of the quintessential Daredevil writers and artists. But this was an arc written by Frank Miller, illustrated by David Mazzucchelli, which actually served the basis of season 3 of the Netflix Daredevil show. That's what that was about. Like with him like nearly dying and him coming, his mom in the fucking church. We saw that good shit in season 3 of the Netflix show. So that's why we don't think the story has anything to do with the show, because it's that. But if we're seeing him wearing the OG first suit colors from the comic books, the red and yellow, and is calling Born Again, I feel Marvel is trying to tell us like this is a reboot, guys.
Reboot.
It's a reboot. We got
Fair
the same
enough.
actors because we know you love him, but it's a reboot, man.
Fair enough,
same
which
thing with
is
like
weird, but fuck it.
Homecoming, Born Again. Like it's like they're telling you what's going on in the title, but any money better is going to be a soft sequel. Sometimes they won't necessarily do a direct sequel, but they'll take things. And this is best shown in the Hulk films, because in the end of the Eric Bana's movie, he's like in South America. Beginning of the Ed Norton movie, he's there, and then at the end of the Ed Norton movie, he meets Tony Stark, and then you get whatever from there on. So that's kind of cool that they did that there. So they had to like sometimes just carry over some of the story. Same with Spider-Man. You don't have to tell the story again. Just carry softly some of the continuity over. But I'm psyched though.
Fair enough.
Psyched, man.
But
I'm psyched.
I'm going to need a like costume creation montage, or I need to see how he got his suit, because I love how they did it in Netflix. The blind guy builds costumes, even though not the blind guy, the slow dude builds costumes, and I guess he's good with crazy fabrics, so he does it as a favor.
I was just reading it. I love that character, and he's actually a big deal in he's in the Born Again storyline in the actual comic book.
So I'm hoping that they show how he got his suit, or at least they'll probably save that for the Born Again. But then that would mean, when does Born Again take place? Because he's appearing in the suit on She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is weird. But anyway, I just want to see how he got his suit. But I do appreciate the fact that we get Emil Blonsky, who is the Abomination, who we haven't seen since the
Shang-Chi.
Norton Thor. In full blast. We saw him, but he was around for the Edward Norton Thor, and then we were always wondering, where's
I'm not
Abomination?
messing with Edward Norton Thor.
Sorry, Edward Norton Hulk. Sorry,
I'd watch that with the blonde.
That's like What If season 3 episode right
He'd
there.
be
Also
mad
got
intense.
announced for another season.
Well,
What If?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What If season 2? So
And 3. No, they announced season 3 too.
Oh,
which is
I
kind
like
of
that
bugged
show.
out, because on that shit, it's like, where the fuck is this with the Infinity Stones ass? You know what I mean? Like, did he get defeated in the end of What If?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Ultron Thanos thing. Yeah. He got defeated.
Yeah. After we watched the last episode.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway.
I gotta remember. I
Whatever.
recently
Like,
saw
What
it.
If was
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
But
aight.
anyway, I give them props for bringing back Abomination, because one, who the fuck captured him? Who could keep Abomination, which is like a Hulk level villain, captured even when he transforms like that? Like, I am
was
very
cool.
curious about what's going on with Abomination. That's gonna be fucking dope.
That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. I'm excited. For me, the most exciting thing was fucking the Daredevil reveal, man. For me, that was we're getting much Daredevil. Yeah, the suit. Look, but my only thing is, I am worried, right? Because we saw Wilson Fisk come back, Vincent D'Onofrio epically come back as Wilson Fisk. Well, I don't
nerfed
know. And got nerfed exactly. Like I don't know, man. I'm kind of hoping that Echo does a good job at bringing both of those characters back in an epic way, and She-Hulk too. But like, look, we've said this before. We were hoping that Moon Knight was going to be their first street level gritty character that the MCU was going to do. Because before that, they've done the classic superheroes, right? Moon Knight was their first like gritty guy, and they fucked it up. Like it
could have been a litmus test. You know what I mean? Like they were seeing how people reacted. Like, oh, they want more. Like, yeah, we want darker. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
And they recently put Logan and Deadpool 1 and 2 on their app, along with the Netflix offering. So they may be more amenable to darker shit moving forward.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
For some of the content, it's necessary. Like, I think Daredevil, Punisher, etc. But for some like Thor and Doctor Strange, I don't need any more like darkness than what we've gotten in those films. But it's just that Netflix spoiled us. Because if the first Marvel show would have been Disney Plus, and that's what we would expect from them, okay, we might have a different perspective on the last few shows. But given that we saw the Netflix verse, where even like the side shows were pretty good. Now Iron Fist, except for Iron Fist, of course. Yeah, never saw season 2.
Ooh, though, but was Iron Fist season 1 better than Moon Knight? Or
Moon Knight's better.
Moon Knight was better. Yeah, Moon Knight
was
better.
Yeah. I want to see them fight.
Yo, that dude phoned it in for Iron Fist. Yo. Fuck.
Nah. I don't think he phoned it in. I think he's just a bad actor.
Hot take.
Damn.
Man, going at him. Was that guy's name Phineas?
He doesn't have the
something
option.
Finn. Yeah.
He doesn't have the option. Finn Jones. He doesn't have the option to phone it in. He's just bad.
That was his best.
Fuck. That's crazy.
Anyway, back to the Marvel MCU announcements, because we got great. We were talking about that, but and also so Daredevil Born Again was exciting. Is that it fits within Phase 5 of the MCU, which you're like Phase 5. We're currently in Phase 4, and Phase 4 is going to wrap up with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. They just confirmed it. That's what ends Phase 4, and they gave us the trailer, a teaser trailer for Black Panther 2. Woo! Wakanda Forever.
It was dope. I liked it a lot. Right. I got emotional.
Real quick. Can we do like a super mega ultra concise like small recap of the phases? So in Phase 1, it ended with Avengers 1, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Phase 2 ended where?
Ultron? Nah, I started with that or some shit. I don't know.
Phase 2. Fuck. I speak amongst yourselves. I'm gonna try to find it.
Because so like in Avengers, Phase 3
ended with the Spider-Man one, right? Because that was the last movie. Far From Home. Yes, right.
So Phase 1 was the first hint of Thanos. Phase 2 ended with Ultron. Phase 3 ended where? With who? How?
Spider-Man and Endgame.
I got it. So Phase 2 ended with Ant-Man.
Really?
It was right after Avengers: Age of Ultron. So Phase 2 was Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. That's Phase 2. Phase 3 starts with Civil War. We got a bunch of movies, and then it ends with Far From Home. And then
Phase 3 was meaty.
Hell yeah. It had 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 movies.
Damn.
Diablo. And then Phase 4 started with Black Widow. And, we've gotten Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Love and Thunder. And then it's going to end with Wakanda Forever.
Overall, Phase 4 has been lacking compared to the first 3 phases.
Ooh, OD. Well, yeah, OD. I think so.
Yeah, because Phase 3 ended on top.
Now, Phase 3 made dreams come true. Phase 3 was everything we talked about as kids. Yeah, it was crazy.
Because Phase 3 gave us Black Panther, the first Spider-Man movie, Infinity War,
That's
Endgame,
Yeah.
the second
Best
Spider-Man
Avengers
movie.
movies.
No.
Damn,
That,
they
that's
beasted.
it's honestly even I think inappropriate to compare the Phase because Phase 3 also ended the fucking Infinity Saga.
Yeah, which is 3 phases. Yeah,
Exactly. Which then leads to the next one. Apparently, these next 3 phases, Phase 4, 5, and 6, are called the Multiverse Saga.
Wow.
Yo, thoughts.
All
I
right.
feel like Phase 3 was Feige just coming on everybody. Like,
Yeah, making bread. He doesn't even look at his bank account anymore. He's like, I can't. Too many zeros. They don't
Yeah,
even
it's
fit.
He just does
Use
things
another
at this
phone on the
point.
side.
No, he has to buy that phone that flips open to
Yeah.
see his whole bank account.
I was curious about that phone. I saw somebody use it in person. Like it opens up, but it's a smooth screen. I'm like, that's how the fuck does that work? That's fucking neat.
That's why that phone is like $1,200. We apparently have fucking screen materials that fold on some Tony Stark shit.
Bro, the future is now.
Facts.
Elon Musk.
Feige has that phone for his bank account.
Just for that.
Elon Musk is in the MCU.
Yo,
he's an Iron Man too. I don't know why.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's an Iron Man too.
He's in Monaco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about,
he's a character in that universe.
Elon Musk would know Tony Stark.
Oh,
there's no way that they wouldn't hang out in the same circles. But Tony Stark would think that Elon is dumb on the low. Like low key. Like, he's all right. You know, like he makes some nice toys or whatever. But like you brush him off on his genius and shit. But yeah, fuck, dude. Like, yo, right now we're at the end of Phase 4, right?
Right. So it's looking like maybe like a 3-parter per like saga, right? Each saga consists of 3 phases, maybe. And then it's all gonna perhaps end with Secret Wars, which makes all the sense if it's called the Multiverse Saga. And that has to be a 2-parter. Maybe I don't know how many parts, all the parts. But that just like the potential for what they can do, given that they're getting all these properties back, and they fucking already showed us Charles Xavier, Charlie Cox, the multiverse is real, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. I'm high. I thought that it had peaked with Endgame, and maybe it did in some ways.
We'll see.
Yeah. But
maybe
I'm really
in shock
hyped about
value.
what's coming on in the future.
In shock value, it might have peaked with Endgame. But
I don't know, man. The multiverse opens up shit.
Yeah, and for example, look, think about it. Infinity War, that was 2 movies. How the fuck is Kang Dynasty 1 movie?
No, but that's the thing. I think because they're back to back, that's the stuff they announced. Because for Phase 6 was also, first of all, what's exciting is that Phase 6 starts with Fantastic Four. That's the first movie of Phase 6. So I'm like, that all makes sense. They're Kevin Feige, we trust, man. He's doing something, and then that's the only other thing they announced. That then they said then there's these 2 back-to-back movies. They're in the same year, May 2025. We have Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Then we have November 2025. We have Avengers: Secret Wars. So it's another Infinity War Endgame kind of thing, right? Like they're gonna be back-to-back. It's all related because we're gonna get our first real introduction to Kang properly, not because we started getting into the Immortus type character in Loki.
Yeah.
But with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania, which is the start of Phase 5, we get Kang there. So who knows what's happening in the rest of the movies? It's gonna bring the multiverse. The multiverse is already in the other movies, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. And I feel that's why Kang Dynasty is going to lead to Secret Wars. Like, he's going to fuck something up that's going to lead to all the incursions happening. Yeah. Some shit.
Will Morbius come back? Chaz, you go first. For Secret Wars.
Jared Leto. Listen, I'm calling it now. I think that Jared Leto will be the main character of both Avengers, Kang Dynasty,
he's gonna be emotional linchpin.
Yeah, he's going to be the Chris Evans.
Ooh.
Of the I can't. I don't believe it.
No. And he hasn't aged a day in 2025.
Facts. Wait, but speaking of fucking vampires, they announced Blade. We're getting it.
To me, that was the biggest announcement. We got a release date. It's November.
Got it. November 3rd, 2023. So next year's fella.
Yes.
Next year.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna front. Like
future.
A quick visual would have been cool because I know they have the costume.
Yeah.
They already started production, right?
Yeah,
If I'm not
I don't
mistaken,
know about that.
Yeah, they started some shit like pre-production. I don't know, but something started. But no, and one, as much as it sucks, I don't think we're gonna get that Wesley Snipes shit with the tribal shape up in the back.
Too lit.
If Marvel doesn't understand that this whole thing with Blade is gonna get compared to the OG of modern comic book movies, Blade with Wesley Snipes, that shit was too hyper stylized, bro. Like that shit, it's gonna get compared. And I'm sorry, but I think aesthetically, I'm calling it now, even if it's a dope movie, aesthetically, they're gonna fail. Those movies were too early 2000. No. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's the MCU. Take time to think about those Blade movies for a second, yo. They had no connection to anything. They had fucking people in the club doing coke, fucking like BDSM vampire clubs when he met the Blood Pack. Like, yo, aesthetically, it's not gonna
Blade 2. I love Blade 2.
You know what I'm saying? Like you really think that Disney, even though, like I said, even if it's great, there's different ways to be great. You think they're gonna go down that path? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Not to be devil's advocate, but
do it.
And not to just compare because they're both black protagonists. But I feel like when they did Black Panther, given that the director's name is
from Black Panther, Ryan Coogler.
Black Panther. Yeah, Gary Coogler, right?
No, Ryan
Coogler. Ryan Coogler.
Who the fuck is Gary Coogler?
I don't know, some World War II vet. I felt like they were gonna go heavy with that style, you know, like that like almost hip hop music video, heavily stylized, and I feel like they kind of pulled it off in Black Panther. So I can see them doing like another heavily stylized, if they want to go that direction. They could also go like some Castlevania shit and make it some weird, because allegedly Anthony Starr has been attached as
Dracula. That's a big rumor, yo. And for people out there that don't know, Anthony Starr plays none other than Homelander.
Yeah, one of our favorite characters.
Which would blow the previous casting of Dracula from Blade 3 out of the water, which is the dude from Prison Break, also known as Heatwave from The Flash.
Yeah, you're right.
That shit was fucking trash. Oh my god, that might be one of the worst iterations of Dracula ever since the dawn of human existence.
Yeah,
that dude carries the weight of playing such a bad and shitty role. But still, like I said, like there's way different ways to be great. I don't think Disney in any way is gonna go down that path from fucking Blade 2.
I don't know, bro. Let's wait.
Wild,
bro. Let's wait and see, man. Let's wait and see.
Like aesthetically, I see actually the John Wick franchise going towards that Blade 2 dynamic, with like everything is sharp and black, like, you know what I mean? Like aesthetic,
kind of Matrix almost.
Yeah, exactly. But like
John Wick 4. Speaking of John Wick, there was a trailer for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I mentioned it. But like, I hope it's great. I just know we're not gonna get like what Blade felt like it was a movie for not kids, yo. Both.
Yeah, I think it might have been rated R.
Yeah, them shits are hardcore.
I want to see him in the Secret Wars. Fuck, they should bring back Hugh Jackman, everybody, man. Fuck.
Apparently,
has to have something. Andrew Garfield, probably.
Yeah, no, actually, that's already some of the rumors that right now they said that apparently Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and our boy, what's just blanked the name, fucking Patrick Stewart, will be coming back for Secret Wars.
Bro, I want fucking Will Smith Hancock in Secret Wars.
And so
I want Homelander in Secret Wars.
Yo, and also because the way it seems to work, what's really crazy, because that's all they've announced for Phase 6, is they've announced that the first movie is Fantastic Four. That starts off Phase 6. The last movie is Secret Wars. A couple of movies before that, we're going to get the Kang Dynasty. But between Fantastic Four and Kang Dynasty, per the image they shared, there's apparently about 6 movies in between Fantastic Four and Kang Dynasty. So they're gonna set it up. Probably we're gonna get the X-Men film at that point. You know, we're gonna get another Spider-Man film, and we'll see. We'll see probably a sequel to Blade, depending on how it does.
Maybe some other team, some like dark occult.
Well, now that
team.
you mention that, exactly right, because there's rumors about the Midnight Suns, right, from Moon Knight, that may lead to that. We'll get a Ghost Rider through that. That maybe happen. But about speaking about other teams, because Phase 5, which is about to begin after Black Panther and Wakanda Forever with the Ant-Man Quantumania movie, it ends with the Thunderbolts movie, which we've been talking about Thunderbolts since
We've been throwing that idea around for a minute.
And that's the end of Phase
Dope.
5, which follows it follows the Captain America 4, the New World Order.
Damn, man, a lot of good shit in the
Yeah.
pipeline.
Yeah. But yo, one, I can't even fucking speculate in that Captain America New World Order movie. I don't even know what direction they're gonna take that shit. That's gonna be bananas. My bigger question is, do you think we're gonna get a Red Hulk?
Well, they would
The
have
actor
to.
passed away.
So I'm glad you bring this
Oh,
up.
really?
Yeah. He
Thunderbolt-
passed away.
Oh,
Yeah, he passed away. I'm glad you bring this up because actually this is my one issue with the Black Panther movie, the sequel. That, as all we all know, right? You know, we rest in power. Chadwick Boseman passed away, right?
Nice.
And they wrote that into the movie. They wrote that in, right? So it's all about them dealing with the death of King T'Challa, and then who's going to be the new Black Panther. Look, I think we've mentioned this before. I don't like that. I think one, it's like movies are for us to escape reality, right? It's for us to get a break from the fucking shit of everyday life, man. And I'm like, don't bring a reminder that the awesome actor Chadwick Boseman fucking died. And also I feel, because like, what are you doing within the MCU, right? Like in the comic books, you know, T'Challa has so many rich stories. So in my mind, I feel like you just robbed a next Chadwick Boseman, a next young epic black actor, the opportunity to take on the mantle of T'Challa, to tell the awesome stories, like the awesome story when T'Challa met Fantastic Four. Like that's how he was introduced in the comic books, you know? Like we're not going to see that because he's dead now, and they're making it canon within the MCU, right? So we're going to get somebody else, which is all right. Hopefully it's a cool character, but I'm like, come on, man. We've had so many Spider-Mans, right? We've had so many Batmen. We've had different Hulks. I don't know. I feel like these are characters that should survive the actors, no?
It's
like
because Black Panther's black. Even it's like in some weird way, because Black Panther is black, he can't just be recast. I don't even think it's because it's a death thing. Like, let's say fucking like Robert Downey Jr. would have died. They would have recast Iron Man.
No way.
I think they would have
You
recast
shut
Iron
your
Man.
mouth.
that's a good question.
I think there's
You picked like
something
the last guy that you could pick anybody else.
All right,
Much.
fine.
What if
Fuck
Thor?
it,
what
fuck
if Chris Hemsworth?
they would have recast
would have
him.
died. They would have
Fucking Chris Evans, they would have recast him.
They would not have said like, "Well, Thor died in the stories," and
Exactly.
no.
Here's
Yeah,
like Thor.
this guy's Thor now. You know?
Granted, but the MCU, like, you know, you could just get a new Captain America. You don't necessarily have to recast Steve Rogers because
But
there's legacy. They're mixing that into their continuity. That's what's so good
but at
about
the
it.
same time,
I
though,
will
it
say,
make-
go
like,
for it. Sorry.
but like it just really makes no sense that just because Chadwick Boseman died, T'Challa also died.
But remember,
That
Secret
doesn't make
Wars.
sense.
We still have Secret Wars. They can bring in all kinds of characters when Secret Wars happens. Like you can have Miles Morales, you can have Reed Richards, John Krasinski, you can have Hugh Jackman. Like,
Well, I
you
mean,
can have
because
Wesley
it's
Snipes, Black
multiversal.
Panther. And then
Yo, you imagine?
and then what
Black
they're going to do is
Panther?
like a Crisis on Infinite Earths where Secret Wars will probably end with a new Earth, a new conjoined Earth, and you could potentially have a new T'Challa, all kinds of characters actually.
Which is technically what happened exactly
Fair
in
enough.
the. So
Fine.
for people out there wondering what Secret Wars is about, right? Because Secret Wars is one. There's several. There's one old school Secret Wars event that happened in the 80s or I think early 90s, where this epic being, the Beyonder, basically just grabbed heroes and villains to fight each other on a planet.
And
that was
that's
the
how we got the
original
original Spider-Man black suit.
That's exactly where we got the Venom fucking suit, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, but then we got the awesome Secret Wars that happened a few years ago, like 5 years ago now, or a little bit more, maybe. I don't know.
More, probably 6,
Probably.
7.
Damn, that was 5
7,
years ago.
7.
Yo, that was that
that was
long
in
ago?
2000. That was in 2015, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So that was by Jonathan Hickman, awesome fucking writer who did awesome Fantastic Four, Avengers, and X-Men, where they talked about this in the Doctor Strange movie about incursions, about parallel Earths kind of crashing into each other. And then that basically leads in the comic books of the multiverse the end, except for this one planet, Battle World, it was called, that Doctor Doom motherfucking saved the multiverse by putting it all together as much as he could into, because he got the powers of a god, the Beyonder, the guy who did the first event, whatever, into one planet. And then that leads to then thanks to Reed Richards, they're able to reset the multiverse and create the multiverse again. So exactly. So I believe what Rod is saying is like that maybe that's gonna happen, and hopefully that'll be like an excuse for like a new T'Challa, and that kind of stuff. And so I'd be down, but that we have to wait till that's November 2025, bro. We could have gotten a new T'Challa right now, man.
The dude who played Black Manta, like there.
And I think this is like the first time that this has happened in comic book movies, right? Where an actor dies and then it's referenced in the movie. This is like the first, right?
Yeah, it's the first. Yeah,
I can't think of any other situation.
And you mentioned about legacy characters, right? About like, you know, at least in the MCU, you don't have to recast Steve Rogers, right? You can do Sam Wilson, Captain America, which is happening now, and you don't have to do Hank Pym Ant-Man. You can do Scott Lang Ant-Man, right?
Yeah.
But the only thing I will say, I think it's like learn from what's already happened, right? There's a reason that works because they work in the comic books, right? All those legacy characters worked in the comic books, right? Even like Miles Morales Spider-Man, all right, that worked, you know, and it became famous. There hasn't been a legacy Black Panther. There was a run for a minute with Shuri was Black Panther, but then it ended, and it's only been T'Challa. And I feel like there's the same way there's only been really Tony Stark as Iron Man. Ironheart, which got announced again, which we've known.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're gonna get a series of Ironheart, and we got our
She's
first
in the
look
Black Panther,
at Ironheart in at Riri Williams in the Black Panther trailer. But even her, like, you know, like Ironheart wasn't, you know, doesn't have a successful own solo book like Miles Morales Spider-Man, right? So I feel like certain characters they haven't been able to do really well to create a legacy. Who knows? Maybe this will be the first time where the MCU does for the first time something new and good that the comic book should adapt rather than have to adapt to make it
sense.
fit, right? But I don't know. I trust Ryan Coogler though, because that trailer was dope.
I like that.
I trust
him. They didn't even show us that much, but they showed us enough that I was really hyped about it though.
So,
Neymar.
Two things. There's one thing that I bring up in our private chat that I just want to bring on the air because it always irked me.
Ooh, that's private though. I don't know.
I mean, they need to stop associating black characters with the word black in their superhero names.
We've discussed this. Yeah,
like Black Lightning, Black Vulcan, Black Panther. Well, there's some other ones out there. I can't bring them. Fucking
Black Manta.
Yeah, Black Manta.
Right.
Like we get it. They're black. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you think about it, Black Panther is the most redundant name ever. Panthers are black.
But just Panther doesn't ring as well. Panther.
But
Black Panther sounds epic.
Think about that.
Word.
Like, Panthers are black. The character's name is Black Panther, and then the actual hero is black. Like, yo, that's a little
it's like a remnant of like fucking institutional racism because it was novel to have a black character, so they want to like show you, oh, this is Black Panther.
But I calling him Black.
Yeah.
But I think
now, Panther, like, what the fuck, man? Like,
I think Jesus. Black Panther is the exception. I think Black Panther is the one that worked also because I think it's also a call out to the Black Panther fucking group in the United States. I think, you know, so that
I don't think I ever put that together until now. I don't think
I looked into this.
Right.
I looked into this. I think they both debuted the same year, and Stanley didn't necessarily take inspiration from the civil rights.
So,
but what about fucking what was his name from the Super Friends, Black Vulcan?
Yeah, I don't
you
know
named
those,
him.
though. That's a bit too much.
And then Black Manta's like, dude, stop that. Like, just give him a cool name. You don't need to, like, it's almost like, yo, you don't need to include the fact that the character is black in the name.
Yeah, and it only
That's
worked with black, right? It wasn't like Yellow Dragon.
Yeah,
or anything
that
like
would
that.
be so bad, which is weird. Why is that allowed with black characters?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's weird. Like it's never been like, like the Yellow Fist or some shit, like the Yellow Thunderer or like the Brown Vibration for like vibes.
They had different ways of stereotyping Asian people.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Like Fu Manchu, Eggman, Egghead, whatever.
Yeah,
the
like
fuck.
fuck, bro. Like that just create black characters like Icon. Imagine an Icon movie. That'd be so dope. And the name has nothing to do. You wouldn't even know that Icon's black until you saw him. And he's like a Superman parallel level character. He's powerful as fuck. But DC doesn't even utilize him. Anyway, I wanted to bring that up. That shit hurt my soul.
Yeah, I heard something that kind of relates. So Mark Bernardin is on that Fat Man Beyond podcast. He was talking about how the next X-Men film might be called The Mutants, because X-Men is very gendered. And I remember in the last horrible Dark Phoenix movie, the Hunger Games actress, she's like, it should be X-Women. Or she said some comment like that, which was cheesy in the movie. But, the more you think about it, maybe, what do you guys think? Is X-Men, is it like an institution or is it exclusive?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's kind of weird because, like, let's be honest here. It's kind of like the pink elephant in the room. The comic book industry has been ran by white men since its inception. Straight up, top to bottom, left to right. Like, the minority in the comic creator, comic book executive realm is undeniable. The minority is women and people of color. The majority is white men. Straight up. Think about that shit. That's crazy. Yo, you can pull up the profile list for any fucking company. DC, Dark Horse, Wildstorm.
Any company.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, almost any company in America,
yeah,
really.
Pretty much.
And it's just
origin.
White men. Straight
the
up.
Patriarchy.
Yeah, the facts. And like, that's why. And then that's why I've gone on those rants where people hate, like, I don't know why people don't really want to address that, don't want that mentioned. Like, they just want it to occur. Yes, white men, go do your job. Everyone will ignore the fact that it's just you that's making and creating all this shit and being the gatekeepers, because the gatekeepers are also just white dudes. It's weird. It's an entire genre, industry, and world created like 95% by white dudes.
The country, bro. The country. But real quick, though, a few more things of importance that I wanted to mention as part that were announced. A couple of animated offerings. We already mentioned What If, right? Yeah. And I don't know if we've ever discussed, I think we might have touched on that they're bringing back X-Men, the 90s cartoons, X-Men 97. Yeah. So that was kind of cool to see. And it's picking up
right, as I read, it's picking up right from where the old one left off, which is kind of impressive. Like, it's not a remake. It's not a reboot. That, I think. Yeah, it's a direct sequel. That's dope.
Yo, and so that's actually, I'm glad you bring that, because that made me think about the conversation we're having about, like, should it be changed to the mutants or not? Because, like, one, there's indication from Disney that they're keeping it, right? Because they're making X-Men 87, right? So we know that's a fact. They're calling it X-Men 87, and that's what's happening. So, but that might be like their way of giving fans, like, look, this is what we're doing still for you, but for the MCU proper, because X-Men 87 is not part of the MCU, right? That's its own fucking thing. That they might go with the mutants. Look, honestly, I agree.
They should.
I don't know whether they should. They should. I think of the X-Men as an institution. I think sure, we can change the gender, the gender neutral term. I would like to see
them. Go.
Oh, no, you're straight up. That's just call that shit X.
Look, as a scientist, as an actual god, because I think this is, I don't know, we haven't talked about Rex, like, I'm a fucking professor
as a male scientist,
university, exactly.
Erlenmeyer flasks, all that shit.
Yeah. As a scientist, faculty tenure track at Columbia, I'd like to see the data. I'd like to see the data of, like, if we change the to a non-gendered term, does it actually lead to some positive stuff, right? Like, so if it leads to benefit, I'm all down for it. Honestly, at this point, I feel like it's a fucking comic book. It's a comic book. It's I don't know, man. And like and when you think of X-Men, you don't think of any less of Storm, of Rogue, of Jean Grey. Like I don't know. So I feel
You
like
remember the line though? Was her name Jennifer with Mystique? You remember the line in Dark Phoenix when she's like,
Damn,
"We
I'm
should
trying
be."
to think. I'm trying to think of her name.
Is it Jennifer?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Is it?
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah.
She's like, it should be ex-women. You remember that line?
No, I don't
she's
remember
hot.
that.
I thought it was telling. I don't know. I thought it was at the start of
Katniss
something.
Everdeen. No,
I
mean,
don't know, man.
I
I
don't
Alright,
think
I
it
just
should be
wanted to-
ex-women, but
the
I think
thing-
it should like
X-Men
could
and
be
women.
changed.
That's too wordy.
no, just
too
ex.
wordy.
Like,
Because
just call it
technically, for
X-Men.
instance, like though, I think it is like the comic books didn't go that because in the 80s though, we did get the big next group, right? Two groups actually. We got X Factor, which was the original X-Men team that then they made their own team, which is just the original 5, and it was X Factor. But X Factor never really picked up as the team. No, it was X-Men. And then we got the New Mutants, right? Which was another big team, but nothing's lasted as long as X-Men, man. Like X-Men.
Well, I mean,
Uncanny X-Men. Just X-Men, Extreme X-Men, Unlimited X-Men. Oh, man.
But the concept of X Factor was dope because X Factor wasn't meant to be the mainline team. They were the wet work squad. They were the black ops for the X-Men.
Who were
X-Force.
X-Force.
Oh, no, that was X-Force.
Yeah,
okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
There were
See, look,
rumors back then of like an X-Force movie.
Yeah.
they see, look, that they should do.
Because we got
Like,
a little bit
would
of that
be
in
so dope.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, we got some X-Force
And we're getting
characters.
Deadpool 3. Don't forget,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
In the multiverse.
Ooh.
And it will be an MCU film.
Yeah, it'll be part of the
Oh,
phase 6.
And that one is wonky because he interacts with both the James McAvoy X-Men and he interacts with the Patrick Stewart X-Men, but let's not get into that.
Deadpool's gonna be the glue that connects all of it. No.
Secret War starring
I don't know,
Morbius and Deadpool.
You
And
actually,
Wesley
I
Snipes.
think. Wait. Just I think actually, if your listeners out there, viewers out there, what do you think? What do you think? Should the X-Men change for the movie's sake to be gender more inclusive? Should it change to the mutants? What do you think? Message us. Send us an email. We would love to know at legiononzoom@gmail.com. Or message us just on when we post about this on, DM us, fucking on Twitter, on Instagram, at Legion on Zoom. Leave your comments on
Sound
YouTube
off.
right there below, right? Honestly, what do you think? What do you guys fucking think?
That should be called X-White Men.
X them. I'm still going with that. Okay, and also in other news, we got a Sandman trailer, which I watched.
Woo!
Looked pretty cool. You guys have
Looked
thoughts?
really good. No,
I'm not gonna front. Listen, out of anything comic book related, I'm more excited about this than anything else. Fuck Phase 5, fuck Phase 6. After listening to the 2 audiobooks, which we're overdue for a review, bringing that up because we eventually do have to get to that, which means we have to re-listen to all that shit again.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause what
kind
the
of down.
fuck?
When there's
Yeah,
no
what? I'm with
Rogan
you.
on,
I'm with
that's
you.
just
Yeah.
mad entertaining.
I'm with you, but we'd have to find binge that shit. But we need to do a review of that because those were epics for the mind. I'm more excited about that, which might be the first time we get some Neo Gaiman shit, right? In live action for the first time. We've never gotten anything from Neil Gaiman in live action, right?
American Gods.
Yeah,
is the
American
Oh,
original.
yeah. We got American Gods. Yeah. Never mind. I was
there
absolutely wrong.
And the other one on Amazon that was called Gods, Angels, and Demons, or Gods and Demons.
Well, you mean Good and
Yeah,
Evil?
something like that. Yeah, it is about an angel and a devil.
Yeah. With the dude who played the Purple Man, right?
That one. That's
yeah.
another
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Okay, so obviously I was extremely wrong just now.
so
but-
wrong.
But let's move on from that. But yeah, dude, I don't know. For some reason, after diving that, I feel like an audiobook is a way more immersive experience than actually going through the volumes and you see the panels and reading it.
You're only saying that because you haven't read the graphic novel.
Fair enough,
Exactly.
fair enough.
It's really fucking good.
But I checked in with you, and once I found out that this was the exact same thing, I
It
dived
is.
balls deep. So I wasn't missing anything. So I would get home from work, close my eyes, and just fucking turn everything off,
True that.
smoke a bowl, and just listen to this shit
Yeah,
with
man,
headphones.
close your eyes.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I was all in. This was this. I was out. I'm more excited for this than anything else at fucking Comic-Con. Dude, I think like this comic book is so underappreciated by the current generation of people that are into comics, that the fact that this is being turned into a show is way less of a big deal. It should be like than it should be. This is a giant
It's been a
event.
long time coming. I'll tell you that much.
This is
everyone's been talking
massive.
about, because it's one of the most preeminent comic book runs of all time. Like,
yeah, and it looks amazing.
Yeah,
it
and
looks
honestly,
amazing thus far.
I'm motivated to read the comic book now for real. To dive into
man,
it
I was
because
sad when it ended. You're gonna be sad.
yo, but
That's
I'm
how
but,
good it
but
is.
it's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a trip, and also because the audiobook was fucking incredible, and it's only two books basically in the audiobook. I don't know how many volumes or something in it. But the trailer, I kind of have to agree with Chaz, because actually this new trailer, it looks really fucking good. It looks like Daredevil Netflix good, you know, that like I'm like, oh shit, like Netflix is coming back as like, look guys, we make fucking really good comic book content, right? Because like Umbrella Academy is really good. I haven't seen the latest season though, but like
that shit was crazy.
Like it's been good. I don't know. So it reminds me that Netflix. But then they did Jupiter's Legacy, which sucked though. But like I don't know though. But I feel like that trailer looked wonderful, man. And did any of you guys also feel that fucking Morpheus' voice was a little James McAvee-ish? Like I felt like I don't know.
I didn't key into that, but I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I felt like it doesn't seem too dissonant from what I just heard from Sandman.
He does a great job as Morpheus.
So good.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised as the people that are making this show even check like the audiobook. They were like, yeah, is this too far? Or you know what I mean? Like they even try to key that up because James McAvoy deserves a fucking Oscar for what he did in that shit. Like that. Those audiobooks are one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life in the past 34 years. Like they're in the top 10 things I've ever experienced.
Yeah, and if you want to get ahead, because I think there's a third act. I think I did.
Yeah, it's
like
coming up. Yeah, it was already recorded.
The math is like 3 or 4 volumes per act, so I think there's a third act.
Yeah, there's a third act.
So if you want to get ahead of it, the graphic novels are there. Highly recommended.
From what I've done, from what I've kind of learned in my research is like the third act is already recorded, and now it's just being edited and mixed.
All the sound effects and shit.
Yeah. Which, oh my god, dude! Like, to be honest, in my opinion, for me, this might be the biggest announcement from Comic-Con, and it's just around the corner.
Let's end there. Top 3 announcements from San Diego Comic-Con 2022.
Fuck.
All right, you both picked Sandman as number 1, right?
Oh,
yeah, I'll take Sandman as number 1.
All right, no, not announcement, because like I feel like we knew Sandman was coming.
Oh, right,
so I'm excited.
Not announcement. Yeah.
Right. But I was no, for me it would be Daredevil Born Again. That was number 1 for sure. I would put the Sandman trailer as number 2, and then I would say the Avengers combo, fucking Kang Dynasty Secret Wars is my third one. Those are the things that just fucking was not expecting that much epicness.
I would go Sandman, Black Panther 2, and Daredevil Born Again. And also, just a quick side note, because I think it was Miguel that mentioned the name Namor. We finally got a first look at Namor, and I appreciate the whole like deep in South America.
Yeah. Aztec, bro. It's Aztec and Mexicano.
Thing.
We got the
Noche
Huerta.
I like that.
Fucking
I like that.
Too.
Dope.
Cool.
So good.
Which it better mean that Atlantis better be close to South America.
Well, or just North America, bro. Mexico. Mexico's not in South America.
Either way, well, it better be on that hemisphere, because if it's close to Wakanda, it's like, wait, what?
Bro,
you know
tectonic plates and all that. Who knows, man? Science, fuck all that.
Well, it's technically Atlantis is supposed to be
Neil deGrasse Tyson. No.
Atlantis is supposedly in the Atlantic though, and so that's wherever it's a fucking epic big ass country. Who knows? They can go to Africa.
Yeah, Marvel's Aquaman. Let's see how he fares. See if he be as epic as Jason Momoa.
Noche Huerta, man. Paisano, a huevo.
All right, I'm gonna go with number 1. I didn't even know until we started recording, but Zack Snyder on Teen Titans Go. I can't wait for that fucking episode. Not dead ass, because they're gonna spoof. He's gonna spoof himself. So I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. And then we're gonna go with the release date for Blade, because I love Blade. Like Wesley Snipes and Blade, like you said, it's the first film of the modern era. It's why we are where we are right now. And then at number 3, I'm gonna go with probably the Daredevil 2. I was pretty hyped about that. Just seeing that I didn't even know it was 18 episodes, so that sounds exciting as fuck. It's probably gonna be spanned out between who knows how many years or whatever, but sounds sick, man. I'm in. I'm all in. This was a great treat this year from San Diego Comic-Con. Except for the Henry Cavill shit.
What a letdown.
Yeah, facts. That was
wild.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill fucking in his home in his underwear eating from a cereal box, not giving a fuck.
He might have even jerked off a couple of times.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. You think he does that? No, he has somebody that does it for him, bro. Come on,
man.
Henry Cavill.
He's Henry Cavill.
That man masturbates.
Yeah, of course he does. Like any man.
You think every man masturbates?
I don't think Kevin Feige masturbates.
All the X-Men do. X-Men do it.
On that note,
Facts.
ladies and gentlemen, another thrilling episode of the Legion on Zoom, starring Rod, Chaz, and Miguel. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.